Welcome to a brand new experiment for me using fischertechnik. This is clearly fischertechnik, so is this, and this, as you can see, is a glass of water. Not normal or ordinary water, it's demineralized water, and recommended for the first thing to do. This is hydraulics, and hydraulics work with fluid. Normally in industrial applications, hydraulics work with some kind of oil. However, because of it, this is fischertechnik and oil is expensive. They work with water, preferably distilled water, but since I don't have that, I use demineralized water. And the question is how to fill this. Well, on the internet there is an instruction which tells me to put this into the water and then fill this in its entirety until there's no more air. Here is a bubble of air. And I have to do this a couple of times until there's no air left. And something tells me that will be quite an achievement. Because all I do see is air bubbles. And the instruction doesn't tell how many times. It just says a couple of times. And you need to purify it from the air. Yeah, I know it is pointed upstairs, up, and it should be. But this doesn't look like there won't be air inside this very soon. So I'm not quite sure how to keep this going until the air is gone. Of course, if you've watched my YouTube on my website for a longer period of time, you know I'm all about robotics. This is not quite robotics, but I intend to apply robotics to it. And what I want to apply is one of the older interfaces. So let me grab that. Alright, so this is the robot interface that I use for a different experiment, which I have intended to discontinue. And so it's available for another one. With that experiment I used two motors, a power motor and a smaller motor. And one of the things is, which motor shall I use? By the way, if you look at this water, it contains all kinds of tiny bubbles. It's not very clear anymore, probably due to the contents of this cylinder. But also, if you look on top of this grip, there's a hole in which I can apply something, and which leads me to a motor. Because if I apply a force to and I should do this. I should keep the cylinder up. And you see how the water responds. And still it is not air or bubble free. But considering the amount of force that I need to move this cylinder, it comes down to this power motor to move it. And this motor is 20 to 1, and there's also a 5 to 1 and a 50 to 1, no, 8 to 1 and 50 to 1. So I think I'm bound to use the 50 to 1. It's slower, but the higher the ratio, the stronger the torque is, and I think I will need the torque. So going back and forth with this cylinder, I think I should be bold enough now to actually connect to this one. So let's see how we can do that one. Right, so now I've attached the hose to the working cylinder. Moving aside carefully the glass with demineralized water, which is still water, so I can spill it, which I don't want to. And now, according to the instructions, I can just move this cylinder by moving this cylinder. And I see a large bubble of air. But it is working. So that is hydraulics. And now the point is to mount it and then attach a motor to it. So let's see how I can do that one. Alright, mounted everything on the plate, and this, well, should be done before mounting it, of course. So I have no idea how they actually do it. Is it wise to put this outside, to push it through without breaking it? Oh yeah, you can. Okay, so this is what it is intended to be. And then with this manual stuff, it is, well, hydraulics. Then of course I'm all for robotics, so since I have more stuff to make this into here as well, I can use this. But this is manual, and of course I can mount something on here and lift it. There's a problem with it, to motorize it, to roboticize it. Because if you look at this, I have to lock it like this. And then locked, unlocked, locked, unlocked. Is this wise to do with to roboticize this? with this thing on? No, of course not. So I can take away this one and use that red knob to do something else. So let's create another one. And see how that can be motorized or computerized, because that should be possible. And of course all kind of nice things can be done with it. By the way, why do I use hydraulics? Well, during a recent convention I showed my robot arm with pneumatic hand. And if you watch my videos, you know it. And pneumatics has a disadvantage. Well, it is with air, but also it has some feats with air leakage and pressure building. And because of that, it doesn't always work when you want. And on the recent exhibition, exactly that is what happened. It didn't work out, not the way, not at the moment that I wanted. So I decided to go for hydraulics and see how that works out. Anyway, let's see. Alright, so now I have mounted a second pair of hydraulics, and well, as you can see, this goes nice, although there is on the side plenty of air in it, but it does work. And another thing is, yeah, I left this one out here, but also you can see that this is not really something to attach to. These knobs are really small. So how to apply a motor? That's a very good question. My first idea is to apply a chain, but let's first see something else, because I had intended to put it on here, but this is static. So the red knobs, can I show it better with some light? Yeah, so this red knob, on the other side is another one, it's static, so I can't lift it. And let me remove this one. So I have to use this. But how to do that? That's another question, a very good question. And you click it on it, so it doesn't slide away. So how to apply this? How to do this? Excellent question, haven't thought about it yet. But I have to use a motor. Probably a 50-to-1, but I will get to it. Also, because I used this with the previous experiment programming in BASIC, I can use both BASIC and Python, which I normally use with this interface. So I have choices. How to continue, we'll see. But this is a first step, and of course much more to follow, I think. And this concludes the first video on my hydraulics experiment, bound to be computerized, but this already works, and this, when I, well, this is locked, and unlocked, and I can do exactly the same. So how to continue, we'll see. For now, this is going to be continued, of course. You can of course like this video if you like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment or suggestion, always appreciate it. You can also show your support by making a donation via either PayPal or Wired, and you can also become a patron and have your, and depending on the pledge, may have your name mentioned on my website with my videos. Please take a look also under this video. Have a nice day and bye bye.